The Parable of Waiting, Part 1. Like these lamps, our patience be tended with care, for
Warning Jesus gave at midnight: oil is not gathered in public moments. It is not formed when crowds are watching or when voices are loud. Oil is prepared in silence, in patience, in the long hours when faith feels ordinary and waiting fieldless. Jesus spoke of a waiting that reveals the heart, a waiting that separates those who merely expect from those who are truly prepared. A waiting that looks the same on the outside, yet is completely different within. The kingdom of heaven, he said, is like 10 virgins who took their lamps and went out to meet the bridegroom. All 10 were invited. All 10 believed the celebration would come. All 10 carried lamps that burned with light. None of them mocked the promise. None of them doubted the bridegroom's arrival. None of them turned back. They all stepped into the night. Each lamp shone brightly at the beginning. Each flame looked strong. Each heart carried expectation. From a distance, no one could tell them apart. Faith often begins this way. Hope often looks identical at the start. But what matters most is not how brightly one burns at first, but how long the flame can endure. 5 of them were wise. 5 of them were foolish. Not foolish because they were evil. Not foolish because they were careless with their steps. Not foolish because they rejected truth. They were foolish because they assumed the waiting would not last long. They were foolish because they believed enthusiasm could replace preparation. They were foolish because they trusted the moment more than the journey. The wise ones carried oil in their vessels. Extra oil. Hidden oil. Oil meant for delay. Oil that added weight to the lamp. Oil that was not seen by anyone else. Oil that would only matter if the night stretched longer than expected. The road remained empty. Time moved slowly. The stars crossed the sky in silence. The bridegroom delayed. Delay is the place where faith is tested most deeply. Not in hardship alone, but in waiting. Not in storms only, but in silence. As the hours passed, weariness touched every soul. Eyelids grew heavy. Hope leaned back. Strength softened. And they all slept. Even the wise slept. Because readiness is not restlessness. And faith does not mean refusing rest. True preparedness is not anxiety, it is trust. Then at midnight, when the world is quiet and certainty fades, a cry rang out. Behold, the bridegroom is coming, go out to meet him. Suddenly every lamp was lifted, every flame trembled, every heart was exposed. The foolish ones saw their lamps flicker. The fire that once burned confidently now gasped for life. The light they trusted began to fade. They turned to the wise and pleaded, "Give us some of your oil, for our lamps are going out." But oil cannot be borrowed at the last moment. Faith cannot be transferred in urgency. Preparation cannot be shared when time has run out. The answer was not cruel, it was truthful. There will not be enough for us and for you. Go instead and buy for yourselves. So the foolish ones ran into the darkness, searching for what should have been gathered earlier. They ran when it was too late. They ran when the door was already near, and while they were gone, the bridegroom arrived. Joy entered the night. Music filled the air. The celebration began, and the door was shut. Not shut in anger, not shut in hatred, but shut because the moment had arrived. When the foolish ones returned, lamps burning again, hands full, hearts desperate, they stood before a closed door. They knocked. "Lord, Lord, open to us." But the voice from within answered with words that echo through generations. "Truly I say to you, I do not know you." Not because they were unseen, not because they were forgotten, but because intimacy cannot be formed at the last second. Jesus ended with a warning, gentle in tone, yet heavy with eternity. "Watch therefore, for you know neither the day nor the hour." Waiting is not wasted time. Waiting is preparation. Waiting is where oil is formed. Those who endure the delay carry light through the darkest hour. If this story blesses you, kindly like, share and comment. If